They bout to look at the shit that I'm on, why don't we get in topic? Crew looking like Pentatonics, locked in, recording in tropics. In the East Big 3, Big Bronzy B, way good, he working on optics. Thought biz while smoking exotics, we lit, never thought about it. Just they bout to look at the shit that I'm on, why don't we get in topics? Sitting way back, all black, I'm talking, feeling like Shaq, I weigh my options. In the East Big 3, Big Bronzy B, way good, he working on optics. Thought biz while smoking exotics, it's saucy all the project. It's saucy.
Yo, what is up, what is up, what is up? RCR Presents, MSD Sports, and we back at it again. My name is Sam, also known as YBK, and we got Mikey, and we got Camden, and let's go! Mikey, introduce yourself. Mikey, introduce yourself.
What is good, everybody? Deep thanks for joining us yet again. My name is Michael John. I'm coming to you from the 02135. Let's get it, MSD Sports. What's up, baby?
Let's go! And Camden, what's up?
What's going on, people? What's going on? It's your boy Camden Lee, aka Mr. Club Paradise. You already know what it is. We here for another one, back to back, episode 6. You know, we were here last night, you know what I mean, or this morning. I don't know if you caught us already. And we had to come back again because we had some more news and we had some more stuff just to give to y'all today. So let's get it popping, boys.
Let's
get it popping.
go. Yes, sir. We got man news today. We going to be talking about a quick MLB update and a lot of deep NBA talks, guys. Are you guys ready? I'm going to first start it off with going to the MLB side. I know we talked about this yesterday. We traded Cubs they traded for an outfielder, but they let go of an outfielder, and the New York Yankees, baby, got CODY BELLINGER just for CODY Petit and $5 million in cash. Let's go, everybody! How do you guys feel about this trade?
Oh my gosh, I tell you, I can't believe it. GM Sam, you called it again. Another one. If you guys haven't listened, please listen to a couple of the other episodes. GM Sam has been on a roll. He's been talking about what the Yankees need. He's been literally saying these are the types of players that we want. And I don't know if the Yankees front office is hearing it or what. They got something, because I tell you right now, they're literally going word for word, band for band. I'm really excited about this. I know Sam is very excited about this. And if he says the name, the Yankees might grab him. So I mean, keep your ears to the grindstone. Sam got the news, man. He got the news.
Sam, I love this addition for your Yankees. Solid addition, and someone who can play the first base, but also play the outfield.
Yes, sir.
Solid fielder. He could still hit. He batted a little over 260 last year, only 18 home runs, but I think that we can see an improvement to that this year. But I really think you didn't give up much for him. CODY Petit,
yep.
Not terrible, but only pitched 24 innings last year.
Yeah.
So I feel like you didn't really give up something like someone that showed like a must keep. Yeah, like, only a 2 ERA, slightly over 2, but 24 innings pitched ain't nothing crazy. And CODY BELLINGER has proved himself, so absolutely great pickup.
Yes, sir. I mean, CODY BELLINGER, former MVP, former Rookie of the Year. He won the Gold Glove too. So he brings a lefty bat. So it's great for that 314 right field for CODY BELLINGER. And I feel like GM Sam got a little more ideas Yankees can cook up. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, if I want to be like, all right, we going all in, like we talked about from past episodes, we get Alex Bregman. Get a bona fide third baseman. I know we got the drama with the Astros, but we got to put that to the side and get championships right now. But if we don't, I feel like maybe we can go to an off route and get like a Christian Walker type first base. But we'll see. I mean, Yankees have to show after they lost Soto, we just got a lot of money now. So Stay tuned, guys. Let's go, everybody.
So that outfield is looking pretty good. It's Aaron Judge outright and CODY BELLINGER in center now.
Yes,
Who's
sir.
the left fielder?
So right now we thinking because CODY can also play left because Jason Dominguez had a tough time at left field because of Aaron Judge being at center and Juan Soto at right. But I love the fact that we have the adjustment of Aaron Judge going back to his right field because it's smaller and come on now, he's a giant. He has to kind of take care of. I mean, he's a stellar outfielder. Like, you see these catches he's done in the postseason, regular season, in the center field. But going back to his original position and giving that versatile to the Yankees now is also going to be a great tool for us next year.
Very true. Very true. I'm excited for this. I think that the Yankees really needed somebody to come in, a big name, a good bat. You know, I mean, as Mikey was talking about earlier with those stats, Bellinger's just been one of those dudes. He's a household name, and I'm hoping that with this trade, they gave up a little bit. We'll see what happens, and you know, hopefully he can sign a nice contract next year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hoping for.
I will say, Sam, your New York Yankees are the odds-on favorites to win the American League pennant.
Oh,
Mm.
dang.
Coming in close behind them is actually the Baltimore Orioles. So
Yeah.
they turned it around.
I mean, Baltimore, they went rebuild mode, and now they're looking like they built their core and they're strong now. You know,
Yeah,
that's a scary
only
team.
team above the Yankees for World Series odds right now is those Dodgers, the defending champs. So
I'm telling.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Dude,
Well,
I heard this
we
a
had a
lot.
lot of news going on, huh? This last week, though, I feel like in basketball, I know we had a lot to talk about last night with all that's been going on in MLB. GM Sam staying hot, as well as talking about NFL as we wind down to playoff time. But boys, you see that move that them Golden State Warriors made? See that? You see that pickup they just made?
I was about to say
Hey,
something. I heard it was going crazy.
I call him Mr. International. Mr. International, because Dennis Schroeder be balling in international play.
Ooh.
Really.
What is he?
He be-
Canada? What was his team?
Well, he's German.
German.
So
Okay, okay.
they won the FIBA Cup. Y'all remember a few years back when they won the FIBA? They beat like Tatum and them boys who
Wait, they
in
beat
the FIBA Cup.
USA?
Yes, they won the FIBA World Cup,
Oh,
which is
snap.
a little bit different rules, but you know, chemistry. Obviously, they didn't win the Olympics. I feel like that's the big one. But I think this is a beautiful pickup for the Warriors. I think the Warriors. We talked about this maybe on episode 1 or 2. Warriors had a great start to the year, but they even knew the way that they were using their rotations and spreading minutes across so many players. Like it really wasn't sustainable. And they said that. This was Steve Kerr's words, Steph Curry's words, that it might not be sustainable. I actually think a ball facilitator, a veteran presence, a smart player, but a scorer is really well needed. And we're talking about someone who's averaging 18, 6.6 assists, and 3 rebounds right now, shooting 45%. So Dennis Schroeder has had a great year. I think he reemerged. He did not look good with the Lakers a couple years back, and I really think he's turned the tides. I will say the package to receive Dennis Schroeder, DeAnthony Melton, Reese Beekman, which is okay, we'll see. That's not really much, but 3 second rounders for
Yeah.
Dennis Schroeder, and then a second round swap, essentially.
You're right.
So, did we overpay? Are the Warriors overpaying for this? What do y'all think?
I think.
mean-
Oh yeah, you can go, David.
No. I mean, I feel like they are gearing up for one more trade. I think if you look at the contract, they needed to swap enough collateral to match, and I think that's one of the things about the NBA that makes it difficult is that when guys get a certain contract, you got to give the other team enough collateral to kind of equal that out so that everybody's fair and square. Having Dennis Schroeder though, oh my gosh, like the man can ball. He can put the ball in the hoop. Like you said, he did have some issues with the Lakers. He's also had some issues with the Nets. He went overseas, played a little bit, came back into the NBA. I think it's a lot. I think 3 picks, 2 players, 5 for 2. If you're looking at it, 5 for 2, really. It's a lot to give up. The Warriors again don't have a lot to give. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Is he gonna make a difference? Maybe some late time minutes for Curry to kind of sit and relax a little bit. I don't know.
I mean, I think they give too much for a 6 man. You know,
Mm.
I mean, yeah, Dennis Schroeder is definitely a scorer, but I feel like they should have saved these picks for a actual piece. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you can also give away like a Kuminga or like a, get a bigger piece. Get a JB or something. Try to even a rental. I feel like you need a superstar right now to solidify this. Buddy Hield has been a great piece for the Warriors from free agency, but they need more. And we thought Kuminga can give us more output in offense, but we need more. Warriors need more for
Do
this
y'all
team
not
right
think
now.
that Dennis Schroeder's a better backup point guard than Brandon Podziemski, though? I think Podziemski was vastly overranked this year. Like, he was supposed to be like a fantasy sleeper, and I don't think he's made the jump. I haven't seen a jump, and I haven't seen a real jump from Moses Moody either, and I haven't seen a real jump from Kuminga. Had a hot streak, but not sustained yet.
I really haven't seen anybody really be developed since Mark Jackson left the Warriors. To be honest, since you know what I mean. He developed Steph and Clay, and really that whole kind of core and nucleus that Steve Kerr has kind of inherited over the last decade. I just don't see it in terms of any of those guys. I know Dennis is definitely a guy, a proven veteran who can really play. And you're right, like um the backup point guard was really truly overrated at the end of the day, and really kind of small. You know what I mean? But again, having Dennis there, it's already a small team. The lineup is already kind of small. So I wish, like Sam was talking about, I wish they made a bigger splash for someone a little bit different. We're going to talk about a trade later from the Pacers. I wish they got that instead of Schroeder. But you know, they want to take some pressure off of Curry, so I get it. It is what it is.
Interesting to me that the Golden State Warriors have kind of dropped down in the payroll rankings because for a few years they was like up there. They was spending money when they was winning those championships, and now they're not even in the top 10. They're not even cracking top 10 on that payroll no more.
I mean, losing Clay on that payroll definitely. He was getting paid like 36, I think, or 40
Yeah.
during his
If
time.
you're skidding, though, I mean, I will say in defense of the Warriors, they're trying to do something because they were sitting. Remember, like a couple weeks ago, they was sitting in first place. They just had beaten the Boston Celtics, and now if we look at the standings, they've skidded all the way down to the seventh, and we're talking about a play-in
Yeah.
at 14 and 11. So I don't fault them, but you're right. Is it a real difference maker? I guess we got to give it a little bit of time to see how Schroeder fits in with Steph.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. Like the Pacers, right? They just made a trade for Bryant with the Heat, and there was just a pick swap in terms of second round picks. Like the Warriors could have easily done that, like by far. And I think Thomas Bryant, who's shown when he played for the Lakers, he could be a decent big man, even though I know he's in Miami right now and averaging like I think like 4 points. But yeah, I just really feel like they need big men, and they need a like Sam was saying, a star player. So I mean, speaking of star players, the Pelicans are open to trading Zion. Like,
Imagine.
would we have wanted the Warriors to trade for Zion instead? You know what I mean?
Well, let
What
me
do we
pose
think?
this to you guys. What would you trade for Zion?
All right.
What would you trade? Because he's a beast when he's on there, but he's an injury hazard, right? What would you trade to get Zion? Because I have an idea of what I would trade, and it ain't that much.
I think I know who I'm gonna trade for Zion. I'm gonna
Okay.
trade away Kuminga, give even Pody away, and even one more, like a youngin, like a Trace Jackson Davis type. 2 first round, add a second, and I'm getting Zion, cause that guy, and just what we talked about, a superstar big man like Zion in this lineup will be crazy with Wiggins, Buddy, Draymond, and Chef Curry, Mr. Chef Curry. That's what I'm gonna give up in my
I
trade.
mean, I wouldn't give up more than 2 second round picks and maybe a player.
Mm.
3 for 1. I mean, my problem is, and they have to be protected as well. But my problem is that Zion, like Mike was saying, he's 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 injury prone. He's injury prone. I don't think he's played more than 40 games, 50 games in the last 3 years. He's overweight. He hasn't been taking the game seriously, according to many people in New Orleans. I just can't see giving up anything of substance because we don't even know when we're going to see him on the court. Michael John, what do you think? Would
I'm
you?
gonna tell y'all right now, and y'all tell me if I'm crazy or not right now. You know what team I think should make an offer for Zion Williamson and what I would offer? If I'm the Los Angeles Clippers, I just moved into the Intuit Dome. I want star power and I'm trying to fill seats. I'm offering Kawhi Leonard for Zion Williamson. No problem. No problem at all.
Straight
I'm
up,
offering Kawhi Leonard
straight
and
up.
maybe a little
What?
bit of draft capital even because the contracts are similar, right? The contracts is going to be similar. I'm not looking at it right now. I'm sure I could pull it up, but I'm figuring it would be similar versus giving away 4 or 5 pieces like, I wouldn't want them to give away Derek Jones Jr. and Bones Highland and 2 other players and like a first round pick. But maybe they could do that and keep Kawhi too. I would love to if I'm the Clippers, Kawhi for Zion is okay for me.
Kawhi for
When's,
Zion.
when's the last time Kawhi's played a game?
Uh,
It's been a minute.
it's been a minute. You're right.
In a cool minute. So you're what? You trading injury for injury, just a little younger. I can see that. I can see. I mean, they both that you got pay. You're paying both of them anyway. That makes sense. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. My only issue is if we trade for Zion. Say the Clippers trade for Zion, right? Do we really feel like when his contract is up, are we gonna renegotiate and re-up with him again to keep those seats going? Because the Inuit Dome is new,
Right.
it's brand new. It's for year one, so we at least would want him for a couple of years. And we know Kawhi might only be on the roster for 2. Be paying him for 5, but he might be only on for 2. So I mean, they're also open to trade. The Pelicans are also open to trade CJ McConnell. So maybe you get both of them. You know what I
Damn,
mean?
both of them?
You get both of them for a Kawhi and a first round pick.
You'd have to give up more, I think.
think, yeah.
You'd have to give up
CJ
more because that's too big play. That's some big pieces right there. That's some big pieces right there. But the Pelicans are down bad right now. Injuries have plagued them terribly this year. So I wouldn't put it out the realm of possibility if both of them was shipped out.
So you're
but-
telling me the Pelicans are basically building around Brandon Ingram then, and willing to trade Zion and CJ?
or starting from scratch because CJ's on
even-
the tail end. They could, you could start from scratch, bro. I mean,
Even Brandon
that's a
Ingram
lot of money.
too.
It's a lot of money on the books. Zion and McCollum and Ingram, like you can't pay everyone. So
You're right.
you got to do.
Those guys. You're gonna pay Ingram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a team that I think probably will make some moves because they got some players that I think are talented, and they have a general manager who is willing to trade, and that's the Utah Jazz because Danny Ainge loves making moves, and I think like that's a good team to look at. Like maybe if there's a player that I'm looking at, if I'm trying to get like. I'm a little bit iffy on Zion. I lean toward I'd prefer. I know he's having a down year compared to last year, but Markkanen interests me. Colin Sexton, who's kind of made a return to form from bad knee injuries. Walker Kessler, who's a good young big guy. Those are the type of names that I would be looking for personally. I'm not in love with the idea of trading for someone super injury prone though. Because McCollum too, we can't let him off the hook either. Broken foot, right?
Yep.
Also, as well as what was his other? He had another injury too. So, I mean, it's tough when you trade him for players like that. I ain't giving up a lot for that sort of player.
I mean, they can build around DeJounte, I guess, the Pelicans overall. Just keep him as that point and then just build around him.
It's true.
One thing I heard was the Nuggets were looking for Zach LaVine. I saw
Yes.
the other article. Imagine that. Zach LaVine in that Denver lineup will be kind of deadly.
I want him on the Lakers, man. I told you that I
Yeah.
knew Chicago is a fire sale right now, and I'm like, dude, Zach LaVine.
I heard Lonzo might come back to the Lakers. I'm seeing that.
What?
Yeah.
A return to
To
LA?
return, yup.
The Prince returns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2 overall pick?
Mm-hmm.
A boy? Zoe?
Zoe, bro.
Big three back in LA? Uh-oh.
Yeah, I
He's
saw
he's
that.
really turned a corner too. You know what I mean? He had some issues. He had a little bit of injuries, but he's back. He's been playing decent. I could definitely see Zoe. I would love to have Zoe back.
How is Zach Levine playing this year right now? Let me pull it up. Okay, 22, 4 and 4, shooting 50%. Not bad actually. It's not terrible. He's only 30, right?
Yeah,
Or 29
he's
going on
young.
30. So
A good piece.
Yeah,
I'm not giving up that much for him though. What are they asking for Levine? That's the big question.
That's the big question because he is on a decline, low key, compared
What are
to
you
what he
giving up?
what he can
give
do.
first round pick and a player
Like
protected.
MPJ? Like who are we talking about?
I'll give like a. I'm down to give MPJ like a
Oh,
Done to
yes.
bronze.
give it- okay, I'm done to
Per
give
the
him.
Athletic, Michael Porter Jr. would be
MPJ.
part of the deal.
Yep, I'm down to
Ooh,
give
Wow.
MPJ for that.
really? I don't think
Yeah,
so.
Zach Levine. I
I
feel like
disagree.
he's a faster player. I feel like doesn't have any major injuries. I think he's a legit scorer. I think Michael Porter Jr., especially in the playoffs, if you haven't noticed, especially if you watch these Denver games, he does shrink a little bit. He's
Not
not
when they won the championship, bro.
not when he
He
won
was
the
the key.
championship,
Not when they
but
won
that
the
was
championship,
but
bro.
how many years ago was that?
2 years ago. So, and they made
Whatever.
it. They lost in Game 7 to a hungry Timberwolves team last year. So
I didn't
they
see
do.
I didn't
They
see him.
look older. I'm thinking younger players,
Yeah,
right?
they can trade
Not
away
like
Braun. I mean, he came out on a come up. 15 points per game right now. That's a good piece to give
if
away.
you're telling me Christian Brown and
And
maybe a future
MPJ,
asset, now we're talking. Now you're speaking my language. I think for Zach Levine.
because that looks like an actual trade that can really help the Nuggets. I mean, scary on the
You
West
really think
Conference though.
You
Then
think Michael is that important when it comes to the Nuggets?
He was the third best player on their championship team. It was Jokic, Jamal Murray, and him. It
yeah,
wasn't Aaron Gordon. Arguably, could have been set number 3 because of like the hard nosed play, the defensive. But for me, I felt like Michael Porter Jr. was like the X factor when it comes to after Jamal. Of course, it's Jamal Murray and Jokic in the 2-man game. Y'all see the ending to the Kings and Nuggets game the other day. Amazing. And if you haven't watched it, just go watch the last 4 minutes of the game. But the 2-man game of Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic is beautiful. I just think someone like Michael Porter Jr. is I like young, explosive, athletic players, and he's a quick catch and shoot that he can let it fly. So if you're gonna, the thing is, Zach Levine would be that same role, and I'm not sure that it's a drastic upgrade. I'm just not quite sure that I
from
feel
MPJ.
convinced. Yeah, yeah. So they do need something though. They need some juice. That's for sure. Apparently, also on Denver's radar are players like Cam Johnson from the
Oh,
Nets,
from the Brooklyn, yeah.
Jordan Poole on the
No
really sorry
way.
down and out Washington
I
Wizards.
mean, yeah,
So
they're done that one. They have to get their draft pick.
Yeah, see, looking at their roster, they're very power forward and center heavy. So they are looking for some faster guards that can push up the pace. Because I think Westbrook is one of their faster guards, after Murray. So
Yeah,
that's not really gonna get much done.
no.
Uh, you know what I mean? In crunch time, he's not really gonna be able to shoot.
And the Nuggets aren't that deep when you think about it. When you look at their depth chart, it's not really much. Like, well, their second lineup is Westbrook, Julian Strawther, Peyton Watson, DeAndre Jordan. Like, it's not really much. So I think they're trying to solidify their starting five to get that backup for that weak bench. But man, it's not deep compared to that championship team.
there's another rumor I heard separately. I know the Heat just made a move for Thomas Bryant, who it's kind of more of a minor move, but Jimmy Butler has apparently made it known within NBA circles that he's not picking up the $52 million player option.
Oh no
And I don't
way.
know if y'all saw people were saying because he dyed his hair orange that it's like a signal that he's trying to go to the Suns. Yeah, y'all seen
No
anything about that?
way. No, I did
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
What?
Ishbia, he loves making moves and he loves spending money. They've been going crazy. They've been going crazy the last few years. So
But does Jimmy Butler think that he's gonna get a higher contract than 52?
It's not gonna happen.
Or is it
bro.
gonna be? Is it more of a
No,
long term kind of thing? Like
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
get a
it's money. Do you
4-year.
think it's money, or you think it's about winning?
I think he wants to win. I think he's made a lot of money. He gets a lot of money in endorsements. I think $52 million to him. I guess everybody wants $52 million in a year. Obviously, I'm not gonna sit here and say don't give it to me. If anybody out there wants to give me
So he's just
52
ring
million,
chasing right now before he gets old.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think like
Makes sense.
he's looking to cement himself in that top 20, top 15 type of player. And I think he's going to need another ring or two to even be considered somewhat in that stratosphere.
How many rings does he have? Jimmy, how many rings does he have?
I don't think does he have
He has
one?
zero.
Goose egg. He's got a big goose egg, but he's
Oh,
a great playoff. He's a great playoff performer, so you can't blame him because he essentially willed the Miami Heat to the NBA Finals single-handedly.
Yep.
So, but let's be real. 35 years old. 35 years old. I'm not so sure that I'm putting that I'm putting a big contract on him, but there's been some drama around the reporting about it because you know how Shams is the new Woj,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? There was a lot of backlash because when he was saying that the Suns and the Warriors was, trying to get in on it as well as like Houston and Dallas on talking about offering trade offers for Jimmy here. His agent like vehemently denied, but we know if he's not taking he's not taking an extension, you got to be open to offers, right? If you're the Miami Heat, you got to be open to
definitely.
offers, right?
Definitely.
You don't want to lose him for nothing. Like that's what it boils down to. You got a player option of $52 million. That's two decent players. You feel me? So they got to do something. They got to get either some draft capital.
Yeah, they can't just let him go.
But my question is, what can Phoenix give them? They already did a huge thing to get Durant, another huge thing to get Beal. Like, what do they have in the cupboard to give up to the Miami Heat and Pat Riley over there? Because Pat Riley's a shrewd man. That boy he ain't letting them go for free. Not for 2 scoops in a Sunday. That ain't happening.
I'm gonna have to.
Are you giving up one of those players?
Yep.
One of those
Beal.
Beal or Durant?
I'm down to give Beal away.
Not Durant. No
KD.
way. They're gonna keep Book Durant.
Yeah,
no
exactly.
doubt. We know that Book and Durant are staying together.
So you give away Beal and you pay
Beal,
some
Grayson, like all the pieces, like line them up, like, and then I'll get JB and the Suns.
The thing is, if if you're negotiating knowing Bradley Beal's willing to re-sign with the Heat, and the Phoenix Suns can negotiate in the faith knowing that Jimmy Butler will re-sign with the Suns for like a 3-year, let's say, I say pull the trigger for both sides. Because you're going to lose Jimmy in free agency anyway.
Is Beal a free agent after this year?
I'm actually not sure. Let's check right now.
Okay,
Bradley Beal.
He has one more, and he has a player option in 2026.
So you get him for 2 years.
You're getting 2 years, but JB will be a rental then, just for this year.
Which then you don't have to give up that much.
But I feel like the Heat will want so much though. It's like he's like my valuable player. They ain't gonna let him walk.
I give Bradley Beal, you get him for 2 years. It's not a rental. I only get this man for like a little bit of a season. I'm gonna have to pay him. Unless I'm paying some of Bradley Beal's contract and giving him a 2nd-round pick like 2 years from now, 2-3 years from now.
I'll try to get a pick if I was Miami with Beal.
2029, something like that.
Something like that. I'll try to get some for the future.
2030. You feel me? I'll pick 2030. You feel me?
Something like I want something in more than that. I feel like if I was.
Yo, y'all mind if I toss one more trade rumor at y'all?
Yeah.
And I just want to hear your thoughts on this one.
I love it. Let's go.
Ben Simmons linked to trade rumors with the Boston Celtics, the reigning championships.
I love it.
What?
I absolutely love it. Love it. You put him at small forward. You let him just play defense, pumping. That's like pick the best player. Halliburton. Think about it. He goes Halliburton. He could take 1-on-1. Mikal Bridges. He could take 1-on-1. what's the face? My boy in on Philly, Maxi. He can take 1-on-1. He don't gotta. You say, bro, Dennis Rodman. You ain't gotta score. Just get the rebounds, pass the ball, and play defense. I love that.
Who you
I
giving
love
up? Who
that.
you giving up?
I give up Pritchard for him. I know he's one of the top dudes shooting threes. I give up Pritchard.
Not Pritchard. Not Pritchard.
I
Who?
know he's a household. He's like the Scalabrine of the Celtics. We can't give him up. He's a
Well,
lifeline.
he's better than Scal. Let's put some. I mean, Scal was a dog, but like Scal was a fan favorite. Like Peyton Pritchard is the leading favorite for six man this year. Let's put some respect on. You know what I mean?
Put some respect on Peyton Pritchard. I'm
I
sorry.
think so. I think he
I'm sorry.
deserves it this year. I think he was patient when he wasn't getting minutes. I think he was patient. And I think he played hard at practice. And I think he's earned the trust and respect of not the city and the fans, but of his team. So I'm thinking about players who haven't been playing as well. For example, Sam Hauser. I love Sam Hauser. He helped us earn a championship. But would you package Sam Hauser in like maybe like a second round draft pick for an expiring $40 million contract, Ben Simmons? Because I
That's a
would.
rental too.
I
That's a
mean, I
rental,
would.
yeah.
I think Ben Simmons would be down as well.
That'll be crazy. That's a deep team. Then
Yeah.
if you minus Hauser and add Ben's name in this chart, it's
I give
crazy.
I give Hauser and Davison, JD Davison.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I give
yeah.
two of those away. Take Simmons and say,
Damn.
bro, you gotta play the
Holy.
small forward and shooting guard from time to time, but you ain't gotta score. I like that. I think I would if I would take that. If I was Brad Stevens, I say, bruh, you get a elite defender. That's all that matters. Elite defender. You don't gotta worry about scoring. Then Jason Tatum doesn't have to worry about playing the best player and defending the best player. JB don't got to worry about defending the best player.
Nah.
Send
The
Simmons
score.
on there
The
behind.
score now.
You feel me? That's
I
not
would love
bad.
it. I
That would
would
be
love
sick.
that.
If y'all go back to back, and if this trade happens, it's to be definitely crazy. That trade proposition will be crazy.
It's possible that he gets a buyout too. It doesn't necessarily have to be a trade. Like we're not saying that it has to be a trade because some players are going to get bought out. Their contracts are going to get bought out. We know it because you know how every year there's some players, and that's an expiring $40 million contract we're talking about with Ben Simmons. So it's possible they can reach a contract buyout. It's not impossible for that to happen. So I just think it's something to keep on the radar because the rich get richer in that sort of scenario.
That's
I would if the Celtics get Ben Simmons for a light pick and a light player. Yeah, run it back. Run it back.
running back.
Because Ben Simmons is elite. Like if you see him defend, he can't score a lick. I could score more buckets than Ben Simmons. I'll tell you right now. I think my cat could score more points than Ben Simmons.
My cat,
However,
he said my
I'm
cat.
just saying. I'm just saying. But boy could lock you down in a phone booth. It'd be over. I'll tell you right now. It's over.
That'd be nuts. That'd be nuts. I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Yep. I got a question for my big bro Camden here.
Talk to me.
We had a pretty big game tonight. I don't know if
Damn.
y'all caught what just happened, but
Did my did my cousin
looks like we have a new reigning NBA Cup champion. Talk to me.
did my cousin take over? Did he win? Shout out to my cousin Giannis Antetokounmpo. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
Oh.
I guess the Bucks beat the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 97-81.
Yes, they did.
It didn't seem like a very close game because once the second quarter came, third quarter came around, Giannis said, "I'm gonna put in game." It was close in the first quarter. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little close, but yeah, man, you know my twin. You know what I'm saying, my 7-foot twin. I mean, he decided to put in gear. He's been working on his mid range with your boy on the off season. We've been working on little jump shots. I've been telling him, get to the key, do your little thing, get to the elbow, do your little thing, and I think it's been working. So I'm really grateful for my pick. I know my original pick got knocked out, but I had my Bucks. That was my next one. I'm happy for my Milwaukee Bucks for the intramural championship. You feel me?
I
It's nice. I
mean,
like that.
I
NBA
mean,
cut.
guys, Giannis, I'm just looking at this box score. I'm like, what? This man went triple double, 26 points, 19 rebounds, 10 assists,
Mm.
3 black, 2 steal. He did everything. And I'm sure he won the MVP, NBA Cup MVP. I'm sure. Don't tell me he didn't win this MVP. Because he
You don't even
definitely
gotta
won.
ask that.
Yep,
You
yep.
don't gotta ask that.
But man, he went crazy this game, guys.
Are you guys surprised that this game fell so far below the over and under on like the score points was 216? Felt like this is a very that's like playoff ball we're talking right here. 97-81. We talking playoff ball right now.
Yeah.
You think these guys took it serious?
Hell
you
yeah.
think the NBA players are taking it serious?
I think
Sam, how much are these boys making if they win?
I'm
I know you got the
numbers are out. NBA Cup prize money increased from last year. So right now
Talk
the
to me.
Milwaukee Bucks, every single player right now, these champions right now, each earn $514,970 each.
$500,000 on their head top.
At Vegas right now. They have Vegas too.
Merry Christmas.
Yep, exactly.
Oh
Happy
my
holidays.
God.
And the losing team though still cashes in $205,988. They still get half of that almost.
That's not bad. That's not a
Not
bad
bad.
Christmas bonus from the NBA. That ain't terrible.
Yep. And they have a day off tomorrow.
Rock with
So they happy. I feel like even when the losing team, I'm sure sucks a little bit in their hearts, but they got a little checky too, a little extra cash. I like that. I like that a lot.
Were you guys
Congrats,
expecting?
David, on nailing that one.
Yeah, David, you got that.
I thought Oklahoma City would have a better game, to be honest with you, because they're more of like I think a well-rounded team versus leaning on like the star duo, a la Dame and Greek Freak. I will say I'm a little bit underwhelmed with the performance. We're talking about two guys. We'll get to this after, but we're talking about two guys pretty high in the MVP ladder, SGA and Giannis. And I'm just not super impressed with the performance. I think that this is a game that you really notice the difference of no Chet Holmgren. Isaiah Hartenstein, he's had a great run so far.
Yep.
Still had a nice double-double. But when you can't stretch the floor, we see the effect a Victor Wembanyama, a Chet Holmgren provides to a team like this. And I think in a low-scoring game like this, it really shows when your best player goes for 21 points. Like it's just not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
No. I mean, he was very inefficient too. Like 8 for 24, shooting 33%. As the leader of the team, you can't do that. You cannot lead that team with just. And you have a minus 17 plus minus. It's like you're not gonna get anywhere with that. Yeah, definitely.
I think it's interesting to me. I think, like Mikey said, just the not having Chet Holmgren and really Milwaukee plugging the paint, plugging the paint. Like I said before, you know what I mean, in previous episodes, I had a chance to see Giannis play. This man, when they say he's a Greek freak, he truly looks like a tree out there amongst grown men. No, seriously, he looks like a giant oak tree compared to everybody else. So like I can only imagine where you're down a big man like the Thunder are. They're younger guys. There's a difference between young man muscle and grown man muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we
And
really
seasoned.
saw.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I think we really saw. Oh, let me let y'all know this is grown man game. Even the pace is like grown man basketball. So, yeah, that over under. I hope you smash the under because, yeah, I knew it wasn't. I knew both teams nobody was scoring 100 points. Not gonna happen. It's gonna be a possession game, and I'm glad that they slowed it down because that's what they needed to do. Chippy game too. Guys got a couple technicals. Guys were getting a little.
It was serious because Giannis took no free throw. I mean, the 3 attempts, none. He went seriously down the paint. You already know. This man took no attempts. He's like, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this chip right now. NBA Cup's mine.
Let Dame shoot those. Let Dame shoot from behind the arc. May I segue and ask y'all, does this leapfrog Giannis to the number one spot in the MVP ladder? I know that theoretically this game doesn't count toward the
Right.
NBA standings, so to say. So it's not going to improve their position. And we know what their record's looking like. But we also know that there's a struggling Denver Nuggets who have the other MVP favorite. What do you guys think? Because I'm not going to lie. I love Jokic, and it's legendary what he's doing. But Giannis is kicking it into high gear right now. I am not going to be surprised at this rate. Giannis may have really leapfrogged here to that number one spot in my mind for the MVP ladder because they're on a hot run. They're on a really, really hot run. And if you can continue at this rate, your team needs to win. You can't be an MVP just because you got a triple double. We know that with Russell Westbrook, right? You can't, because you average a triple double doesn't mean you win MVP. Now, the way Jokic is doing it is absolutely incredible, and the way they rely on him. But man, just like I feel like SGA kind of knocks him down a little bit, right? In the MVP ladder, this boosts up Giannis even more to me.
I can't say that Giannis is number one yet. I mean, Milwaukee, when you look at the standings, they're still fifth. So I think it's tough for me to put him in on the top of the MVP category. You know, SGA, you know, the Thunder, even with this loss, they're still the number one seed in the West. So it's not like anything's going crazy on that end. Boys, don't forget about JT. I know they're not in the NBA Cup, and I know that, you know, the Celtics have been a little silent, but don't sleep on my boy JT. I think it's been a quiet last couple of games. Celtics in the last 10 have been 8-2. So I think the media hasn't really been pushing him in the way that, you know, they should, because he's playing excellent. I think Giannis right now is tied for second with JT. I would still put SG if voting ended today, which obviously with 27 games, we're not going to end voting today. But if voting ended today, I'd give it to SGA.
Wow.
I still think SGA has it in the bag, and I think the only reason why I wouldn't give it to Joker is because we've already given him 3, and I'm getting tired of this man getting MVPs. I think his mantle is not big enough for as many as he get it. So
Damn. Okay.
and he's in the fifth seed. So as well. So I'm like, bro, like you can't be in the 5th seed and win the MVP. Just not. It just doesn't seem right to me.
I feel like, man, guys, I love Giannis. I love Giannis so much. Congratulations, Bucks. Congratulations, Giannis, for your MVP. But man, I know you've been surging. But I'm a numbers guy. Guys. I'm a big numbers guy. This man, Joker's averaging a triple-double. He's great. 32 points per game, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. This guy triple-double. Remember when Russ won triple-double? He averaged triple-double, won MVP. You got to give it again. If he does this to the end of 82 games, man, oh, man, this Joker's going to go crazy.
The key is a 30-point. The key is a 30-point triple-double. When you average a 30-point triple-double, it's different than like a 20, 10, and 10, which is still nasty. Don't get me wrong.
I agree.
But it can't just be that you win the triple-double. Now, if you're telling me that you're leading the league in rebounding, right? Second place in scoring by 0.4 points.
Right.
And then also top 3. What is it? Top 3, top 5 for sure.
Assist.
I think Trey's leading the league in assists right now.
Yeah.
But Jokic is averaging 10.2. I totally understand, Sam, numbers game. If we break it down even more, right? What's the offensive? I saw something about the offensive rating without Jokic. Denver Nuggets offensive rating without Jokic. The Nuggets offensive rating without Jokic is 86.3. With him, 125.8.
Shit.
40 points.
It is unreal.
That's
Unreal.
crazy. Yes.
So the fact that you can lead some of these categories and stats, and he missed those few games because I think his wife gave birth to his son. I believe that's what it
Oh
was.
wow! Congratulations to Jokic. Wow, even
Un
more to play for. This man is gonna
Unreal.
be better.
I would like to ask you guys this. Do we have some dark horses that y'all think? Because I have one
Mm.
that I want to throw in the mix. He's not on the MVP ladder right now, and he hasn't really been making as much noise as I think he deserves, and I think this team deserves.
Okay.
The number 2 seed right now in the Western Conference is the Memphis Grizzlies, right?
Ah.
There's a young bull on that team. He be flying. He said he ain't trying to dunk no more because he ain't try and get hurt. He ain't trying to fly through the sky like that. But Ja Morant is having an incredible year. I think a slept on year so far.
Really?
He's averaging like some decent stats, right? It's not like
Okay. Okay.
crazy. We're not talking about, I'm not saying that he should be favored over no one, but I will say if I'm looking at some dark horses right here, man, boost those points up a little bit, because he only averaging 22 right now, but boost those points up a little bit. You averaging, get those assists up to 9.
Yeah, he has 8.4. Yeah, you're right.
Get that first seed and start going crazy because we know he can go crazy. We know he can. We love posters. What NBA is about, it can't always just be what the stat sheet says because Jokic does it effortlessly. And I think it's kind of like the opposite dynamic of Russell Westbrook, who used to run down the floor like LeBron James, a freaking helicopter coming to dunk on you. And I think that he's a dark horse on my list. Do y'all have any dark horses
I,
that
I
you
I have
can?
one that when you said dark horse, I already came up my light bulb. Bam! I give it to my boy. David is our boy. AD, my brothers. AD's a
Ooh,
big. I feel like I really like what he's doing right now for the squad. Like, LeBron when he was leaving for personal reasons, he was there. He's averaging 27.8, 11.4 rebounds. I mean, this guy's giving you a double double every game. Good old reliable power forward center slot. I mean, I think he's there in the shadows right now on the MVP ladder. He's looking good. He's looking good. The last game that he played, he dropped what 40 and 16. I mean, this guy shooting 68%. This AD doing everything for the Lakers right now, and he's not Anthony Davis right now. He's Anthony Davis AD number 3 right now. So yeah, he's balling. He's balling.
You know, one guy who is also European
Mm.
from overseas and also is about that triple double life and is getting kind of close. Luka Doncic.
Mm.
That's my guy. I really feel like, I mean, he's averaging 28, 8 and 8 right now.
Wow.
Um Again, quiet 28, 8 and 8 only because of the fact that he does have Kyrie. I think Klay Thompson has taken a lot of the news cycle, so I think
Yes.
those MVP discussions have been a little bit quieter. However, he heats up after the All-Star break. So I really believe, especially now that he doesn't have to play so many hard minutes, I think he'll be able to get the ball in the basket a little bit more. Doesn't have to do so much defending. Please look out for Luca. I know I love JT. Don't get me wrong. JT, if I had to pick, I think JT might win it. But again, in terms of like an actual dark horse that could kind of come out of nowhere, that might get a couple of those first place valid, second place, definitely Luca. Luca magic about that life.
I
You
feel
feel
like
me?
I feel like after when Kyrie went to the Mavs, like it really helped this man Luca. That
Mhm.
veteran presence, that experience. I'm sure Luca loves Kyrie in terms of like basketball, like in their relationship with work. Like I feel like them two really merge well, and showing that veteran presence, Kyrie definitely helps Luca.
I do want to show some love to someone who's actually on the MVP ladder, Cat. I think
Mm.
he's overperformed. I'm not saying that he like in a way like he's gonna come down to earth or anything. I mean like I think he has exceeded my expectations. Is what I mean to say.
Mm.
25, 13.6, only 3 assists because that's
Yeah,
Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart. You got guys who
other
play
people
40
for that.
minutes a night, 38, 40 minutes a night and dominate the ball. But I do think that Cat deserves some big respect because if there was a player from the New York Knicks that I thought would end up on the MVP ladder, I would have guessed Jalen Brunson.
Facts.
So big respect for him. Great year so far. Knicks looking great.
Yeah, I feel like even him, like I'm sure it was a big shock when he found out that he's going to the Knicks. I mean, after a deep playoff run for the Timberwolves, I'm sure he wanted to run it back, with the same squad. But he definitely stepped up, even especially playing for New York. That pressure too, leading the league in rebounds, playing in the Madison Square Garden. Let's go, Cat. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him.
Just a shade under Brunson. They're both averaging. I think Brunson's having like 25. I think Cat's averaging like 24.8. So it's like
Wow.
guys are both averaging 25 points a game. They're putting New York on their back. MSG is a tough place to play. So I'm and it's their first year. So
Right.
again, the Eastern Conference is a little weak. If you're watching and you don't know anything about the NBA, the Eastern Conference is a little weak. However, I do appreciate, him taking a big step in MSG. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Should be an exciting year. I'm really looking forward to the NBA this year. I feel like there's a lot of young teams that have really been playing well. We got the Thunder, we got the Rockets, we got some duos that are playing really great in terms of Dame and Giannis. Like we were just talking about Cat and Bronson. I'm really excited for what life is gonna look like in about a month. You know what I mean? When the games really matter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Only
yeah,
2 months.
yeah.
May I pose a couple quick questions?
Yes, sir.
Regarding standings here.
All right,
Just
let's
some
get it.
quick thoughts to wrap up our NBA thoughts tonight.
Gotcha.
Do y'all think that the 76ers are going to get into the play-in? They're up to 8-16 right now. We do know that Joel Embiid got that sinus fracture. I don't know if you saw he took a hit to the face and
Right. I saw that.
he might have to come back with the mask like he did last year. I just want that boy to play. I just want to see him play. So much talk, so much not being on the court. They're at 8-16. The Pistons are sitting at the 10 and at 11-16. Do we think the 76ers are going to get into the playoffs this year?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
No?
I really don't.
Wow.
I mean, the real question is continuity. We had a trade last year, and now they're kind of still stumbling out the gate. Joel's hurt. It's hard for me to kind of see it. I think these games towards the end of the season, they're really going to matter. And the games that you lost in the beginning of the season, you're going to think back and say, dang, I should have won that game, or I could have won that game. So without Joel Embiid, the Philadelphia 76ers are just it's like taking Joker off the Nuggets. Like they got good players, but it's not good enough to really get them over the hump or even really do much. So if they sneak in, they'll be dangerous. But injuries, man. And this is just his eye. This is not some leg or whatever, which he usually gets something else hurt throughout the season. So I don't know.
I feel like
Sam?
it's only been 2 months of basketball, and we have till what? May, April. So yeah, they have a very weak front court without Embiid. That's for sure, because their power forward KJ Martin, we don't know who this guy is. But their front court, I mean, their back court, powered by Maxey, Oubre, Paul George, and Kyle Lowry a little bit in the bench. I feel like they can lead that somewhere. And of course, Embiid, they need them back for sure. That centerpiece, but it's still early. I know they lost McCain too. It's still early. Paul George, new team. Tyrese Maxey has to get used to Paul George too, because he used to be the second man scorer last year. But I feel like they can still make it in playoffs. Give him some time.
Jared McCain injury is a big loss.
Yeah.
I will say they looked great the other night. Paul George and Maxey looked like a dangerous duo, albeit against the Hornets. But they looked like a dangerous duo to me.
Oh yeah.
And that's why them two with Joel, nasty. Like I think like they could do some damage Eastern Conference Finals type stuff. Like I'm not,
Ooh, you going deep with
I
him?
barely believe that. No, because Maxi could put the ball in
Oh
the
yeah,
hoop,
yeah,
and
definitely.
Paul George, if he's healthy,
Oh, we know.
is a walking bucket. You feel me? So like it's not that serious. The problem is that Paul George always gets hurt at some point throughout the season, whether it's for a month, 3 games, 5 games, or a week, and then you have Joel Embiid who's also hurt too. So
Yeah, but you got to take into to the fact that we're looking at the Brooklyn Nets who are trading away their pieces. We're looking at the Detroit Pistons who coming off a historically terrible year. We're looking at Chicago Bulls who are trying to sell as the teams that we're talking about trying to leapfrog into the playoff picture. Just in getting into the playoffs. So if I had to bet my money, I honestly might look at what the line is right now for 76ers to make the playoffs, and I might put a futures bet on it because the more we talk about it, the more I feel like they're gonna get in.
were they only 3 games back? A game in what?
Yeah,
For the
they're 3 games,
play-ins, they're what?
1.5
One and a
games back.
half. Yeah.
Yeah,
Playing.
so it's a lot of basketball to play. I think they should be a playoff team, and they've severely underperformed. But hopefully these injuries.
Yeah. That's the main issue with that team, man.
That's what I'm saying. No matter what, it's injury plague. The injury gods do not have favor on those boys over there.
Like
On the
Embiid
Wizards.
would have been so flying with them.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like full 4 Sixers, like on paper, it's crazy. It's crazy.
How about the Western Conference? Yeah, do y'all think because that's even tougher? You're looking at from the 12 spot. We're looking at the 13 and 14 Kings at the 12th spot.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard. Lakers sitting at 14 and 12. There's going to be some teams that are decent. The Spurs sitting at 13 and 13, Clippers 15 and 12, Timberwolves 14-11, Warriors all the way down to 14-11. So we're looking at like from the 12 to the 7. There's a couple teams here that ain't going to make it, and I don't know how the West is going to play out, to be
I
honest.
feel like the Kings too is also a scary. It could be a scary team, but that what are they? 13 and 14? Yeah. They
What
definitely have a chance though for sure to make the playoffs.
What I've noticed specifically now, recently, especially in the NBA, these young, especially in the Western Conference, these young teams with decent players have been stock loading their cupboards for the last couple of years, they're gonna win games in an 82-game season. It's these old veterans like the Lakers, even like Phoenix, Golden State, the Clippers. Those are the teams that are struggling because they just can't get it up game after game after game. No
Yeah.
Diddy. I'm just saying they can't do it game after game after game. So really, it's which one of these older teams, 5 through 12 or 5 through 10, are going to be able to last. And honestly, I think my Lakers are out. Unless we do a big move,
Unless we get a trade.
yeah, a big trade. I'm really looking at the Lakers as just not being able to cut it. I understand AD is playing out of his mind. He's been doing it the last couple of years. LeBron, Le Triple, has also been playing as well too, but they just don't have enough firepower. And so, yeah, if it's tough. It's tough.
Who are you willing to trade in the Lakers, David? If you were like the GM?
I'm not as good as you, as Mikey. You know what I mean? I'm more of, I'm a little different in terms of that. But let's see. If I had to trade,
Yeah.
I want Zach LaVine. I would trade D'Lo in a second-round pick for Zach LaVine. That's what I would do to get a little extra firepower. I feel like I want LeBron to kind of move into his natural position at the 3.
The 3.
I want AD to be at the 4. I mean, we couldn't have got Thomas Bryant back because it just is what it is. But
imagine Vucevic or something. What about Vucevic?
That's what I'm saying. I'd give up a first round
It'd be
pick.
amazing.
D'Lo and a second round protect.
AD likes the 4 so much.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
bro. Like I would give Vujicic and LaVine, and that would be lit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man, I really wish that we got DeRozan though. I really wish that we signed DeRozan this year in a free agency.
That was a blunder 2 years ago.
Why do you have to go to Sacramento, bro? Man.
That and Buddy Hield, 2 blunders.
Oh my gosh, yes. I agree. Man,
Can I tell
bro.
y'all that there was a trade rumor for Valanciunas to the
Ooh,
Lakers?
Jonas Valanciunas. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I think
like
that that's a
that.
better option than like some of these, like Thomas Bryant. No disrespect, but he's not been sustainable. Like he had a hot run with the Lakers, just like he had a hot run with the Wizards. But Valanciunas, I think, is a good veteran presence, big guy. Maybe that's the piece that you need.
He's in the Pelicans, right? Valanciunas right now.
He is on the Wizards right
Oh,
now, and the Wizards are on a wholesale because
okay,
they're
makes sense.
what
They're
3
even
wins.
they're even getting rid of Jordan. So I mean, that's their best player, right now.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think.
essentially. I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna make a hot take right here. I
Ooh,
think
okay.
I think the Warriors are gonna fall out of playoff contention
I can see.
Wow. Okay,
at this
okay.
rate.
All
At
right.
this rate, I think Warriors are falling out of playoff contention.
They're
I
gonna run
mean,
out of batteries.
Is Schroeder enough to mold that offense together? We'll see. I think actually we got to see how he melds with Steph Curry. We got to see who's gonna put the ball in the bucket when Curry needs to sit. We'll got to see if Curry's ankles can hold up. So I'm gonna say a hot take here: Warriors falling out of playoff contention, and
Wow.
there's got to be another two that don't make it, or another one that doesn't make it if you bump everyone else up. So I think the Spurs are a good, talented team, but I don't really think they're a long term team. Great coaching, great infrastructure. I mean, talk about a dark horse for MVP. Victor Wembanyama. I think Spurs are going to have a hard time winning games down the stretch versus teams. I know, like you said, David, you got to have gas in the tank, so being young is helpful. Look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. At the same point, you need experience to win the games, the important games down the stretch. I think the
That's right.
Kings have done it. I think the Kings have done it before, and I think that the Kings can do it. I think the Lakers have done it and that they can do it. I think the Clippers have done it and can do it. I think the Timberwolves are hungry. I just don't know if the Warriors have the experience they need. I'm
Hmm.
not sure if Draymond Green and Steph Curry can single-handedly in their 30s at this age will that team to do
Th-
it.
They
So,
need more power. They need more firepower than them two, for sure.
True.
hey, on
Oh,
the East, I'll say this: Celtics are coming. Celtics coming out the East
Is
still.
it what is it?
Cavaliers, great team. Celtics coming out the East still.
yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like Boston for sure is gonna come out. They're it's too good over there right now. It's too good.
All right, y'all got any closing thoughts as we kind of wrap up our NBA discussion tonight?
I'm saying Memphis Grizzlies going deep this playoff run.
Memphis Grizzlies going deep.
Deep.
Okay.
Yep, that's my take.
I love that, Sam. I love that.
I have a
I
feeling.
think
I
Desmond
am.
Bain has
Ooh.
been playing bad, like
Mm,
underperforming, and I
mm.
think he will
And the
come up.
Jaren Jackson has been balling too. So I think Grizzlies have a good chance this year. It's gonna be very, very
I think
competitive.
Jimmy. I think Jimmy's leaving the Heat
Ooh.
and is gonna shake up the Western Conference. That's my
Oh,
take
he
for
going to the
for
West?
the end.
Going to the West? Oh shit.
Take it to the West.
Bradley Beal to the Heat,
Oh.
Jimmy to the Suns.
Yo, Heat fans are not gonna like that though. You know what I'm saying? For a substitute, like you get rid of Jimmy and then you get Beal back. If I was the Heat fan, I'd be like, oh man,
But
really?
Jimmy's not re-signing, so you gotta
Yeah,
think
but
about it that way. Jimmy's not re-signing.
new favorite player is Bam now.
That's an Olympic gold medalist right there, Sam.
It's true.
That's
It's
an
true. Respect,
NBA.
respect,
That's an NBA All
Right.
Star right there,
respect,
brother.
respect on that golden All Star for sure.
I,
And the
I'll
finals
say this:
appearance.
Bam, I'll respect him from that time that Tatum tried to punch on him at the end of that game in the playoffs in the bubble, and he blocked Tatum at the rim at the end of the game. So ever since then, he had my respect.
You got that
There
check.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shoot, boys, it was a great night tonight. NBA, we got
Ooh.
to really dig deep.
Yeah.
Listen, the NBA Cup, we got to figure out the champion of that. Shout out again to the Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah, I love this. This is great.
So good.
Oh my goodness.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yo. Uh
All right, all right. I think this wraps up our nice episode over here talking about quick baseball and a nice discussion on NBA, everybody. We got YBK up in here, Mikey, Camden, and thank you for listening. And yes, please subscribe, follow, like at RCR MSD Sports, at YBK up in here, at Michael Jones Stefano, at Mr. Club Paradise, and let's go MSD Sports episode 6, y'all.
Yes, sir. Tap in. Find
Yes,
us on
sir. Yes,
Spotify.
sir.
You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. As always, it's your boy Michael John DeStefano, Camden, YBK. Appreciate y'all. It's love, and until next time, guys.
Yes, sir.
Always.